Okay, so as I'm sure you guys know, uh, the WNBA in recent years has been pushing to generate more money for its players. I think the average, right here, obviously it says that the average base pay for the highest player in the NBA or the WNBA is 100 to 2,000, $100,000, which we know obviously that's nothing compared to what the male NBA gets. Um, Obviously, the WNBA has had some problems generating ticket sales, viewers. Basically, nobody watches it. Nobody really watches them. Mostly females don't even watch them. I can't remember a time I've ever watched a WNBA game. Unless I'm just like skipping through the channels or something. They have problems making money, and basically, we know they've been complaining about it, and they've been trying to push for more money. So, right here it says that they recently got an agreement that, basically, long story short, it gives about $300,000 more dollars to each WNBA team to pay to its players. So, I guess the players will make a little bit more money from that. So, they're calling it a victory or whatever. And as you can see here, it says standing ovation. They're like praising it. They're trying to make it seem like it's all, oh, this is such a good thing. They're becoming more progressive. This is progress. All this other shit. And some guys, I would say most guys see this for what it is. Bullshit. There's a few simps who defend this shit. And then, women, of course, they're going to be all, oh, yeah, about time. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, this is, oh, yeah, happy for these. Oh, it's about time. Oh, yeah. Of course, they're going to, have that reaction. But what I want to talk about is, guys, I think most guys, we really need to understand what this shit is because this is much deeper than just, oh, the WNBA wants more money. This has nothing to do with the WNBA players wanting more money. In fact, I think the majority of those players are not even vocal about this issue. I think it's only like a few of them that are basically being paid to act like they care or whatever. But we really need to understand what this is. And what this is not just them asking for money. It's a spiritual attack. This is spiritual warfare. This is mental, subconscious mind programming. And basically what they want to create and all the things that they've been doing the last 40, 50, 100 years in changing this society or trying to mold it into what they want is Marxism. And they basically do this bullshit to do it's stepping stones. You don't change a society overnight. You do it slowly but surely. And they know that a lot of us men are not gonna go for this bullshit, and they don't want you, necessarily need you to go for the bullshit because they're not targeting you. And what you need to understand is that those of you who are strong-minded, those of you who understand what's going on and see this shit, they don't care about you because they know that they cannot get to you. Who they're trying to get to is those impressionable minds, those young boys, young girls, little kids. Maybe people who are not kids, but maybe they're just not mentally, majority of people, let's keep it real in life. Majority of people are stupid. I mean, let's just be honest. Majority of people, average, mentally capable people, this shit is gonna work on them. And they're gonna see this shit and they're gonna be like, oh, females deserve to get paid more for nothing. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can get behind that. Yeah, I should teach that to my kids. Boom, before you know it, you have a society full of fucking idiots that want to worship women and put women on a pedestal. And not only that, they want to put men at a disadvantage. And this goes into that climate of, fuck men, men are trash, all this, this anti-male climate. And the reason why this even exists in the first place is because the elite and the Marxists and the people that want to control everything, they want you as a man, they want you to be as weak as possible. And they know that they cannot defeat you by themselves. So they want all the women and they want everybody, all the forces of society to come together against you. And they want it to be you against everybody. That's why we have to speak out about this shit. It's not enough to just see this shit and think, oh, that's bullshit. That's not enough. You need to be vocal about this shit, because if you're not, next thing you know, everybody around you is going to believe the bullshit. Because just because you see that something is clearly bullshit, you can't assume that other people see it clearly like that, because most people do not see clearly. It's up to all of us individually to teach and spread our knowledge. When we see that shit is bullshit, you need to speak about that shit, because just because you see it doesn't mean that other people see it. You know, like, they can do all this, pandering to women, and you might think, okay, well, it's not really a big deal now. And it's not a big deal right now until you wake up one day and everybody around you is mad at you because you're not on the same bullshit that they're on. And that's where we're headed, you know. So I make these videos so that, people see what I see, because I'm tired of being the only one who sees this shit. It's so clear what they're doing. And they're attacking your psyche. They're attacking your mind, literally. Look at this. It says, we are going to change. Inspiring women across the globe to understand you deserve your worth. Which basically means they are worth as much as men, if not more than men. Basically, what she's trying to say. Like somehow these female NBA players deserve more money even though nobody is watching them. Like, that makes sense. Yeah, but, I don't care about the women. I really don't. They can do what they want. Women, I don't expect them to be mentally stable. I just don't. I don't expect them to see the forces that are going on in society. I don't expect them to understand what's going on. I expect you motherfucking men to understand this shit. It's not their job. It's not women's job to be right. It's not women's job to be knowledgeable. It's not their job to be smart. It's not their job to be any. Women are women, They're going to be what they are. But a lot of us men really need to step it up, and where we are mentally and what are we, what the fuck are we thinking about? Like, what are guys, how are we allowing this shit to happen? Like, we should be calling this shit out. We should be on TV calling this shit bullshit. We should be fucking vocally, like, teaching our kids, like, no, women cannot fucking do what men can do. No, you are a young man. You are fucking, you don't let no bitch tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no bitch gonna ever have power over you. That's what we need to be teaching our young men. You know what I'm saying? Not this bullshit that women can be coaches and all this other, oh, they deserve more, they're queens, all this other. No, the fuck. And a lot of young boys, especially in this day and age, they growing up with no fathers. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no fucking father. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn this shit from other motherfuckers' fathers. You know what I'm saying? So we really need to spread this shit as much as possible. We need to fucking teach people, particularly the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because they the main ones that this shit is gonna work on. These people are trying to create a society, not now, but in the future, that one day all these men, these young boys, they gonna grow up and they gonna be soft ass dudes and they gonna be bitch ass motherfuckers, and they gonna let the women run all over them, and they're not gonna have no testosterone or no nothing. They just gonna be a bunch of pussy ass boys and shit. They gonna grow up, and that's gonna be all the men. You know what I'm saying? All the young boys right now, they gonna create the future. You know what I'm saying? Their minds are so important. You gotta protect that shit, and you gotta build that shit up with knowledge and wisdom. And you can't let these motherfuckers tell you otherwise. And we can't allow, we gotta spread the fucking knowledge, man. When you know something and you see something that's bullshit in society, you need to speak out on that shit. And you need to help other people, specifically men. Because women don't really listen very much. They don't really listen very well. I wouldn't tell you to waste your time on that. But really, particularly with men, man, we need to come on one accord and be on the same page because we're the ones that are being attacked. And this is an attack. Don't get it twisted. This is an attack. This is not a public, it is not a publicity stunt. This is a mental psyche attack on all men, particularly young men. And when somebody hits you, you hit them the fuck back. And the way that you hit these people back is by teaching about their bullshit and teaching other men about the social paradigms that are under attack in this day and age. It's not a coincidence that now all of a sudden women don't want to be, old-fashioned women. They don't want to be under the authority of a man, all this other shit. This is by design. This is not just, women just naturally are that way. Women are not naturally that way. They are being told that they need to be that way. And shit like this is what's telling them that. And shit like this is what's telling these boys to act like bitches and be soft and not aggressive and shit like it's creating people's minds and people don't realize it. People think that this shit is a fucking game. People think this shit is natural. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers are playing with your minds. Motherfuckers behind the scenes that you don't know about, pulling the strings, motherfucker. Controlling shit the way that they want it to be. In a way that's not going to be to your benefit. It's going to be to your detriment. And the people around you are going to be to your detriment. The women, the young men, they're going to be against you. If you don't stop this shit. Peace.